In this video tutorial, I will show how to load and analyze data for any machine learning project. I will load and analyze perfect data that can be found on Kaggle. I won't be doing exploratory data analysis EDA this time. I will be using pandas for manipulating and analyzing data and matplotlib to visualize the data. This video tutorial can be used as a separate video tutorial, and it can be used as a larger part of the machine learning workflow. In this video tutorial, I will cover the first point, which is data load and analyze. In this video tutorial, I assume that you already have properly configured virtual environment and you have the Jupyter notebook. If not, then please see my previous videos, Machine Learning Project, Environment Setup, and Machine Learning Project, Jupyter Notebook, Practical Guide. Having all this in mind, let's start and write some code. Before running the code, we need to start the Jupyter server for the notebooks, but before doing that, we need to select the proper virtual environment. So I will type in the console source bin activate and check if we are using the proper Python version. Yes, that's the proper version. And now I will type Jupyter notebook and wait for the server to run. Now we can see that the server is up and running, and I can use the previously created notebook and go to coding with pandas. What is pandas? Pandas is a data analysis and manipulation tool that is available to use. I will go to Getting Started, Tutorials, and how do I read and write tabular data? Because this is what we are going to do. First, we need to import pandas. So I will copy this code, go in here, check if I have the proper cell type. I don't need it. Shift Enter. And what I have? No module name pandas. So now I need to install the module, the library necessary for it. There are at least two ways to do it. First, we can do it in the Jupyter notebook with the magic command pip install and the module name, which is now pandas. But I will do it in the requirements txt. I could do it from the terminal using the pip install command, but in the requirement txt, I will have the list of installed modules necessary for this machine learning project. So I will type the name of the module, which is pandas, and I will open new terminal window. And to be sure that I'm using the right environment, I will write source bin activate, and I will type pip install and put the requirements. And it will install the pandas. As we can see, along with pandas, it's installing NumPy, because pandas depends on NumPy. And it's successfully installed. So I will get back to the notebook and restart the kernel to make sure that it takes all the installed modules. Comment out this line and Shift Enter in here, and no errors now. So the module is properly installed and now I can use it. I've mentioned that we will be loading and analyzing data. That's why we need some kind of data set. We could prepare one for our own, but I will be using existing one. So that we will need kaggle.com and the data set from it. I type heart disease data set and I will pick the one with the highest relevance. And I can see that there is a heart failure prediction dataset, and there is heart CSV file. So I will download it and put it in some data folder in our project. So I've downloaded the heart.csv file and put it in the data folder. Now we can look inside. It's just the comma separated values. And now we will see how to load it. Let's get back to this pandas tutorial, and they are showing that we can use pd.readcsv data and the name of the CSV file. So let's try it out. In the Jupyter notebook, I clicked Escape B as below, check if this cell is type code, and I will write in here pd read tab its autocomplete CSV, and I will put the name of the folder, which is data tab autocomplete, and you can see we have it. Now let's run the cell and see what it does. I will click Shift Enter, and boom, we have loaded all the data. Let's do some sanity check. So the first row, which is 0, is age 40, male, chest pain type, ATA. Let's look in the CSV, 40, male, ATA. It's correct. So we loaded the proper file. Let's get back to the notebook. In here, I will just briefly describe what we can do with pandas. More about it, I will describe in another video tutorial, but for now, you can check more on my blog, and there is an article, Pandas, Data Analysis and Manipulation in Python, Introduction. In this line, we just loaded the file, but we didn't assign it to a variable, and we cannot do much with it. So now let's do it. I will call it df because it's a data frame, the special type, one of the two's available in Panda. The second one is series. df heart, and I will do pd.read and press tab for autocomplete, and data tab for autocomplete, tab for autocomplete. And now you can see that we don't have any output because our output is assigned to this df heart. To check the type of this df heart, we can use built-in Python method type df heart and Shift Enter. And as you can see, this is pandas core frame data frame, as I mentioned. This is a normal Python class with methods, functions, and variables. So now I will do this df heart and see all the data types for each column. It's called d types and Shift Enter. As you can see, we have the column age, sex, one is integer, second one is object, probably this is a string. So we can check the type for a single column. To do that, I will use df tab and provide the column name. So I can type chest and tab for autocomplete and d types as well, Shift Enter, and we can see 0 is type object. We can provide some info about this data frame. So we can do df tab hard, and there is a method that describe. Shift enter, and we can see for a column age, cholesterol, we have count, mean, STD, minimum 25%, and so on. So we described the data in this data frame. We've got another function. We can use df, the name of, and the info. Shift enter, and we've got more information about this data frame. We can sum the values, for example, in this data frame df hard, and sum, and I will provide that use numeric only true, and shift enter, and as you can see, we've got the sum of the values of each column that it's numeric type. Pandas is a very powerful library. It uses NumPy and the matplotlib. So now I will show that we can use df tab and pick any of the value that it's numeric. So column, and I will use age. And for that column, I can just type plot, shift enter, and we have a stack trace because, like it's said at the bottom, matplotlib required for plotting. So we need to add this matplotlib to our libraries. To do that, we need to get back to our project, to requirements, and type in here matplotlib. And in here, we need just to type pip install -r requirements, and it will install the necessary library. All it's installed properly. As we can see, matplotlib comes with other libraries, but that's something normal. So let's get back to this notebook, and probably we will need to restart kernel, but I will see if it works. Yes, it worked, and we have the graph. It doesn't look good, it doesn't show any good data, but yeah, we can do that. We can use also the matplotlib itself. In here, I will just briefly describe this library, how we can use it, but more you can find on my blog as well. There is an article, matplotlib, data visualization in Python introduction, and there is a lot of content, but I will do the other video tutorial just for this matplotlib itself. Now we need to directly import these libraries. Import matplotlib, and another one, import matplotlib plot as plt, shift enter. We've got the libraries. Now I will show how to create plot, the empty one, plt.plot, and just shift enter. There is an empty plot, but we can be in this braces, shift tab, and yeah, we've got this function signature with some examples how to use it. So it's very useful to check the documentation. The empty plot doesn't do anything much, but now we can again df hard, shift enter, and we can see that we have some data, so we can type plt plot, and we can put there some data like X and Y. But first, we need to extract that kind of data. So for example, X, df, tab, art. So I will choose H, Shift Enter, nothing happened. Y, df, art, for example, cholesterol, Shift Enter, and now I can display this X. So we have all the data related to H, Y with the cholesterol, and now I can create some kind of plot. To do that, plt.plot and pass the X and Y values, and the plot doesn't look good. No, doesn't show anything, but we have different types of plot. We can, for example, use bar plot in here, Shift Enter, and now we got some better data and overview on that data. The last thing worth mentioning about this matplotlib and plotting is to use the object-oriented approach to create plots. So we need to type fig ax and plt.subplots, and then we can, for example, ax bar, and we can once again put this x and y in here. So we have the same visual effect, but this way is more preferable than using just plt bar. So that's it for this video tutorial. Happy coding!